Okay. I'd actually done a voice message and put it in there, and I've deleted it. And the subject of the voice message is what I'm going to tell you now. So I thought I'll just make it the subject of my video, my daily video. So here we go. Yeah, a few things. Uh, First thing is, you say, oh, you want me to work for you or something. Uh, no, it's not. That's not what I'm talking about. I'll give you a couple of examples of what I mean. I worked on it, and this is where I got the ideas from for what I want to do. I worked on a tomato farm years ago, I think I've told you, where you pick tomatoes, and boring, horrible, back-breaking job. God, it was hard work. You had a farmer, and you pick tomatoes, but in picking the tomatoes, you actually felt like you're your own boss because you had to pick a minimum amount of tomatoes, and you had to pick them cleanly. There couldn't be any more than 10% rejects, so they had to be clean. But apart from that, you could pick 100 tins a day, or you could push yourself and pick 200 a day, or 300, or 400. It was up to you. They were happy so long as you just picked your 40. That meant they had to pay you a wage, and they wanted you to pick 40 tins to cover that wage. And it wasn't that hard to do. But it was a minimum wage, but they didn't want to lose money on you, which I thought was only fair enough. Just let me check this. Yep, it's on. Um, yeah, so in a sense, the farmer owned the business. Yeah, did I work for him? Yeah, I suppose you could say it, but at the same time, I felt like I worked for myself. It was like I had an opportunity to run my own business within his business. I wasn't. I don't know whether you'd understand that, because really, and it was so innovative, it was just let's go. Um, it was good. I really enjoyed the experience, to be honest. As horrible as it was, and painful because it really hurt. It was hard work. I enjoyed the experience. Uh, I don't think I ever had a crossword with him. He used to chase me around, throw tomatoes at me, that sort of thing, because I'd wind him up. But I don't think he ever had a crossword for me. Never in trouble or anything else like that. Um, and I worked hard, and they couldn't believe I'd do it. I did it, but it was that. Uh, I think it was because it was for me. I'm running my own show. Um, anyway, that's one thing. Another thing I saw when Sue and I first left the futures market, we stayed not far from here in a caravan park, and I ran into this guy in a swimming pool, and he ran it was an investment type of thing. He came from a town up north of here, and he and sort of six of his business friends set up this. It's a tax thing, where that they would buy a caravan park, and they did mostly caravan parks. Like if something, I could go to them and say, look, I think this caravan park is a good one, and so they say okay, and they'd buy it. Maybe cost them $1 million at the time, and they say, okay, Bob, you can buy this back in 3 years' time for 1.5 million. If it doesn't work out and it's still only worth $1 million, well, you don't take up the option. If it's worth 2 or 3 million, yeah, you buy it at 1.5 million. So that took away all the risk. I didn't have to put my own money into it, and I had the only difference is I was answering to somebody, so I had to get along with them, go along with their plans, and do whatever they wanted. But I would spend my time marketing, and I loved the idea. I didn't want to do it. I didn't want to run a caravan park, but I loved the idea of it because it's like tomatoes. Yeah, I was benefiting in that environment. Now that's what I'm trying to do here. Uh, I don't want, you say, oh, you want me, no, I don't want a, boss employee thing. It didn't matter what I did with Sue, she couldn't get out of it either. So what do you want me to do, Bob? And she could bore any job. She just had a way about her that her and her sister, and it's boring. And it just killed it. And they always did it with a smile on their face, and always worked hard and that sort of thing, and worked over hard, did more than they needed to do, and killed any business. Really, they thought they were doing such a wonderful thing. It just destroyed it from boredom mainly. No enthusiasm, no light and bright. Just worked it until, and you can overwork something until you just ruin it. There's no spirit in it. It's like writing. You keep rewriting it and rewriting it and rewriting it. There's nothing, no raw guts in it, no feeling in it anymore. It's all gone. It's all washed out. It'd be like if I did this talk over and over again, it'd be nothing in the end, just sludge. And that's what the average employee manages to do to a business. The average worker, the hard workers, you actually kill it. Yeah. And see, what I'm trying to say is, see how I sent you that thing on tips this morning? I spotted it. I'll tell you the story. It's a guy called, I don't know what his name, Money GPS is how I know him. And I messaged him. I said, oh, why don't you, because he's got some great charts and things. I said, oh, why don't you do a subscription site and charge, a couple of dollars a month to go in and look at your charts? He said, no, I won't do it. But, I said, thanks for the idea. So I follow him. But anyway, I saw one of his vids today and I saw it underneath it. He said, yeah, support me with PayPal or by leaving a tip. I thought, oh, there you go. There's an idea. And see, I've got a problem, like PayPal's minimum of 30 cents. It's pretty expensive. So I thought, oh, maybe these people are cheaper. I don't know. I haven't looked at it yet, but I might leave him a tip and see what happens. But yeah. So, but see, there's an opportunity. You could have spotted that. You say you don't have any ideas, but I mean, that's what an entrepreneur is. They look for opportunities, and mostly what they do, spend their life doing, is looking for one form of opportunity or another. And it's happened particularly in online, because things are just moving so rapidly, and I can't possibly spot all opportunities. There's all sorts of chances there for you or Raf or anybody to do it. It's just a booming sort of thing, but you can't see it. You're still in the, oh God, the stress I've got. I'm old, I'm poor, I'm never going to have any money. It's never going to, and your brain's just going to say, oh fuck, why do I want to hang around with you? I'm sorry, that's what it's like. That's why I say to you, I've got to get up. I can't have anybody bringing me down or any complaining or else, because my brain says, fuck, no, we've got to be light and bright. I've got to be free to move, man. I've got to, oh, look at that tip. Now might solve it. There might be nothing in it. Okay, but it could solve a problem. Yeah, bang, flick it off, shoulder bump, see what she says. Yeah, you wouldn't even pick up what I was on about, because your mind is poisoned with stress. Yeah, that's what's happening. And really, I'm the old one, you're the young one, and it's where it was vice versa. Yeah, but so this is the whole thing. I'm trying to get you guys powered up to, but honestly, it's I don't know what's happening, but it's me. It's got all the zing in, spring in the heel, and you guys you sound like 80-year-olds. In all honesty, Raf too. Just down. And after Sue was, I go, oh fuck, and so I think she distrusted any sort of enthusiasm, because it always backfired, didn't it? It always, but yeah, well, the idea is you just keep at it until you get it right. It's even like learning to spot an opportunity. It doesn't happen just like that, It's only when you sort of realise that that's what you're supposed to be doing, and then you start getting on the wavelength, spotting opportunities. And that's the fun. That's like picking tomatoes. You say, oh, I've got an opportunity. See, and really, Paper Trail couldn't be better, because I want to base the whole platform on Paper Trail, because Paper Trail is not getting a kid to sit there and, right now, read the next one. Okay, good. Read the next one. Yeah, is that right, Mummy? Oh, that's very good, darling. Yeah. Okay, now read this sentence here. Blah, 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 blah. That's boring for everybody, okay? Now, Paper Trail is fun, because they get to run around, hide, play hide, and oh, no, what's this, Mummy? Oh, okay. And it's fun and exciting, and it's leading them to the next, to the next, to the next, to the next. More clues, Mummy, more clues. I can do this. You know what I mean? See the difference in sitting there reading a book. I'll get to reading the book, but this is to get them into it. Okay? And now, the business should work like that. It should, whatever, I don't know, however it is we do it, but this business should be, you don't have to work 8 hours a day. Stop thinking along, I am an employee, I am boring, I am trying to do this, I work so many hours per day, I give up some of my life and I get money in return. Isn't life great? No. Look, your day might consist, hey, shit, tips, bang, have a look at this, blah, blah. Phew, that was a hard day. But, and that could triple the income. Just that one thing, just that, bang, of the whole business. So how many hours have you got to work in it? What's this hours? I've got to work a certain amount of time. Somehow time is related to success. Bullshit. I've seen it. I've spent years trying to put accounting together and a month doing this. Accounting was boring, horrible, and everything about it. This is fun. So what's time got to do with anything? Forget time. Just forget everything you know about everything. Look at opportunity. Just opportunity. You don't have to bend over backwards. You don't have to do anything. You could be earning $250,000 a year in a year's time. You could be. And but, no, you wouldn't think, no, because no, it can't be that easy. It's got to be hard. It's got to be boring. It's got to be drudgery. It's got to be, fuck, geez, you're fun. Why don't we get married? That'd be really fun living with you. And that's what it was like with Sue. It was just boring as all fuck. Sorry. Don't care. Good hard worker. And, she reckons she was a good woman. Look at it. Where are the kids? Yeah. So that's the point. I'm trying to, paper trail is excellent way of the whole thing. It's not like it's encouraging kids to learn, get into reading. Go for the next clue, get the next one, get the that's what I'm trying to do. Yeah, get the next idea, let's go, let's get this thing going. And there's so many different ways to market, so many different things happening. Everybody's got a different view on it. And it's just, you look at this and you look at that. They don't have to be brilliant. Just, you might have spotted something somewhere. Oh, shit, what if that'll work? What if that'll help? And you say, oh, Bob, you got a problem with this? And you say, yeah, well, actually, that, when you look at it, yeah, that is a problem. It could even be a support problem. I don't fucking anything. It just, there's so many people out there just doing things to solve problems for people. You just got to look for them. And be on the lookout for them. Just watch the ads, and what are they advertising and what are they, I saw this come up on YouTube, Bob. What's this all about? I'll go and have a look at it. Different tools for, websites and stuff. What's this do? What's that do? Oh, I don't know. Yeah, that's what a kid would be like. All excited. Yeah, it's under the bed. It's under the table. It's in the fridge. Oh, on top of the TV. On top of the TV. Yeah. It's go, go, go. And that's what Richard Branson could do. He could do it to himself, and he could. And sometimes he had no money, and he's like me, Sometimes he's driving a car, sometimes he's not. He used to anyway. But it was always, I got to, have it driving around this flash car, the business would go home, back to the small dumpy little car. At least he had a car. I only ever got a push bike. But that's me, on the bike and off the bike the whole time. That's entrepreneurialism. But you keep going, and you don't think, oh God, when am I going to have a house? When am I going? No, you actually, it's not like that. That's how an employee thinks. Like, okay, the bosses, they treat me like shit. The other colleagues treat me like shit. Life's shit. Life just sucks. Just awful. And I'm here, and I've got this idea, and you're still sort of locked into this awful way of life. And I'm right here. I'm saying, boom, join me. Help me out. Let's do stuff. And you're still thinking about, you're still locked into this other way of thinking. I can't get you out. I couldn't get Sue out. And she just, no, this is how you work. It's terrible. Oh yeah, see, and everything was just, yeah. Look at that. I know what'll happen. I know what's going to happen. I know what'll happen. And it did, because she sort of made it happen. She didn't change it around and think, now how can maybe it's in me, Maybe she never ever thought that maybe it was her approach that might have been wrong, because in her mind, her approach was perfect. She was a good hard worker, and she'd been taught to be a hard worker by her mother, who was a washerwoman. And no, there was no doubt about it. Sue was right. Everybody else was wrong. Okay. And she didn't seem to understand that no, people just get bored to fuck with that sort of attitude. So, um, but she couldn't break out of it because her mother had this NPD that I'm telling you about. It's just so she's perfect. I've made a perfection here. I've done my role in this world is complete. I have created perfect children, and we all had to live with it. Uh, and the truth is that none of us are fucking perfect. You know what I mean? None of us. I work hard. Well, see, even you were saying this morning, I know you're a kept man. I think, yeah, right, I was kept. Um, yeah, because all of this actually requires effort. Otherwise, you could just. I was being facetious, sarcastic. You just press the button and come up with the idea. You know, press the button and it'll all happen. It doesn't happen that way. It's actually a lot of it for me is based on a lifetime of experiences, and I'm drawing from those experiences the things I saw in my life that I liked, and I think no, they were a good thing. That was a good thing. This was a good thing. Other things weren't so good. Well, I didn't think. For people who wanted a life and to experience the richness of it, yeah, there are ways to do it, and I've noticed this throughout my life, and it doesn't just come like that. I'm 60, I have no money. Success can take a long, long time, but that's what I'm not saying work for me. I don't, it's like I don't want you to put data in or anything. That's a job that yeah. Most of those jobs are going already. You don't need them. If there's software that'll do that for you now. But what I'm talking about is actually someone to try and find out all, to be on the lookout for all the ideas that people have to help you solve problems. And there's just so much of it at the moment. And people are saying, oh, I'm worried about robots taking my job. I say, oh, fucking Jesus, please take them. And it's just because you're not seeing what's there. You're actually, I don't know what you're looking at in your head, but it's not actual reality. Because I keep flicking new things, I'll keep telling you about all the new things, like the heat maps, and you wouldn't even know what they are, and WordPress, and all the plugins and stuff. It's just all there. And you know, Raf's not much better. He's still there typing away. It's got all these different ways to communicate, locked in back then. And I've moved on. I've got, you guys were modern at that time, and I've kept going, and and I'll just keep going. Um, but it's no, I'm not suggesting you work for me. I'm trying to get you to understand it's different. It's a platform. It's like a harvester. Yeah, okay, maybe I own the harvester, but the thing is, I didn't spend a lot of time with this one. So I don't feel like it owes me a fortune or anything else like that. And it's so easy to change everything. And so, and it's a world market. There's so much, you could do so little with it or so much with it. A little would be putting it on a website, shoving it up there and maybe getting a sponsor. How interesting. Doing a lot with it is actually pinging the world, advertising, trying to get people into it, buying it. That's more dynamic. But most people just say, I got a job, I'm a nurse, I just thought this is a good idea. I put it on the web and, I had 3 people look at it last month. How about that? That was interesting, wasn't it? Yeah, they didn't stay long. They must have been busy doing something else, but yeah, because it's fucking boring. Yeah, that's the truth of it. You're bored the fuck out of them, love. Yeah, but I'd say most of them are a little, it's just, I'll just do something, watching telly on one thing and I'll put my web page together. Oh, fun ideas for do with your child. And who fuck goes to them? No one. Not me, no, fucking in your face. Yeah, you came here to watch music or porn or something. No, fuck, I'll do something with your kid. That you hadn't thought about doing 2 minutes ago. Yeah, there's an opportunity for you. I'm telling you, all into opportunities. Yeah, see what I mean? Yeah, it's different. Hey, but you can let life happen to you and be passive. That's narcissism. Or you can be active and you can go. You can make things happen. You don't have to. You just feel things that happen in your own life, or see things that are lying around on the computer screen, or and you make things out of it. But see, I grew up doing that. That's probably the difference. I had to make my own fun. I had to use what was there. Anything and everything to me was an opportunity. Looking back on it, and every experience was an opportunity. It was probably the wrong way to go in many ways, because the idea is you go to school, you just go through boring, 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 then you get a boring job, then you have you know, you go and have your world trip at the end of it and die. That's it. It's pretty boring. Life sucks, as you say. Life sucks. But I don't want to live like that. Okay. I mean, fuck, I just shove all this stuff at you right here. That's different, eh? We're moving along. Yeah, I'll even get you to take the fucking tape off your bloody webcam and talk to me, and maybe make me movies and chat to me. Yeah, eventually. But even talking to Raf, it just maybe that's what I was thinking when she said Christmas. I thought, no, what about these guys that came from? I can't remember the name of the place. I think got 7 or 8 of them or something. Weekly or monthly, they'd all sit down together and then go out to lunch or dinner afterwards. Yeah, and maybe we could do that. We could go into all meet in a room, hey, chat about stuff, and then party on afterwards. Have a laugh and that sort of thing afterwards. We can do it all online. Do it with Skype, with a group meeting with Skype. It doesn't have to be boring, boom. No, no, it doesn't have to be. You're making it boring, not me. Because and I'm right here, and you can talk to me. You can make your life as boring as you want, but mine's not. And I work. I think about it 24/7. Yeah, it doesn't just happen by itself. There's no magic formula here. So no, nobody ever supported me. I supported them actually in the end because I'm getting nothing out of it. They are. I set them up, so they've got all the benefit, not me. Yeah. No, that's actually how. It just depends how you look at it. Anyway, I'm going to have a look at this tips thing. Talk to you later. Bye.